did it. I figured it out this time. Hello, everyone. AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink. Welcome to my face. Card making space. Live, unscripted, unfiltered, bonus live. I normally only go live 2 p.m. Central on Sundays, but squeezing in the bonus ones as I'm able to. And yeah, I did a whole lot of fiddling on the back end to share like a graphic and just so many things. I'm not going to bore you guys with the specs. And it is just me, the unpaid intern, can't help with the bonus lives. He's actually not even here at the moment. He's at a physio appointment. He might be able to like pop in the chat later. We'll see. We'll see. And hello to Mitzi. Mitzi with Altenew is in the chat too. Hi, Mitzi. And then yeah, I figured this should work. Hopefully. It is in the description box below the video. But Altenew gave me an exclusive code for my live. I'm like so jazzed about this. Okay, let's see. I should be able to show this on screen without like breaking everything. There we go. How cool is that? So the info is in the description box below the video and the link that you can click on, which is my affiliate link. And from today till the 17th, you can get $10 off orders of $79 or more with the code AmyLive01, which is super awesome. I'm very jazzed about that. And then, yeah, I've got like, there's a sale category and a couple other dealios going on that don't have codes. So that makes me happy. It's fun. And me figuring out tech is sort of fun. Let's hope everything continues to work. Hello. And yeah, Christy, I won't tell on you. I won't tell on you. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna make something. That's it. I don't have any other real housekeeping or anything other than, yeah, info's in the description below. I did link to my previous video. I'll show a couple of those cards. Let's flip the camera down. Let's flip the camera down. Hopefully I don't break anything. Let's actually move this out of the way first though, because that's not what we're doing yet. Doodly doodly. Okay, so I linked to the video. Let me zoom in a bit. I zoomed out way too much. This is a couple of the cards I made with Altenew's August release. There is another card, but I already gave it. I already gave it. I don't have it to show. But I'm using some of the sentiments from this Craft Your Life kit today. But yeah, it was super fun. It was super fun. Ah, yes, as Mincy said, you also get free US shipping on orders over $69. And then if you order over $79, you can use my code, get $10 off. There's also a freebie. I listed that in the description box below that you get just automatically, like freebies for everybody. We love it. So yeah, I made those cards in a previous video and I linked that video in the description box as well, if anyone missed it, because this was fun. Who'd have thought compasses? I was having so much fun. So what we're going to do today, we're going to make suitcases today. Do I even really need to say anything else? This set is ridiculous. I love it. It's the Pack Your Bags layering die set. And there's a lot. You know, there's a lot of little bitty pieces. Trust me. We're going to go through it and build a couple suitcases. I did a bunch of die cutting and then I started assembling because I couldn't stop. And once I started actually making, and I was like, love it. Love it. It's ridiculous. It is actually ridiculous. And I love it. So, and the fun thing is like, I've talked about this. I don't travel hardly ever at all. I can't. I got too many kids and life. But they don't need to be like, you don't need to like scrapbook a travel vacation. Like, you can use this for anything. And that's what we're going to do. Like suitcases. Who'd have thunk? And I'm still going to squeeze a floral in because I just want to. So, yeah. It is. Aren't they just, they're cute. And see, I'll show the two I built because we'll be able to get 2 cards out of all the pieces. But like, I made these with paper and they're ridiculous. Like, look at their little wheels. You guys, I've been like wigging out over like suitcases. I'm like, these are just It's fun. It's fun. That's, you know, it's fun. So we're going to use that. And then we'll use just some sentiments and stuff from that Craft Your Life kit that I did the previous video on. Because everything kind of, you know, plays nicely together. I might even use some of the little leafy bits on the inside of the card. That's kind of where my mind is going. And then we've got an embossing folder that's not part of the kit. It's separate. Like these two are separate. That's part of the kit. That's not onto the kit. And then we got some florals and stuff. So let me set some of this aside so we can actually see what we're doing. Let's actually just focus on this for a minute. The other thing I noticed, and I think, I'm pretty sure, Mitzi can correct me if I'm wrong. I think this started with this release, like this August release, is Altenew started putting the dyes instead of just in the package, you know, because it used to be there was just dirt, and then all the dyes, you know, regardless. But I started noticing, or I noticed, they're on a separate piece of acetate and they've included outlines. And it makes me disgustingly happy. Especially sets like this where there's like a lot of dyes, you know? So then I know where everything goes. I know if I have, you know, if I've left one out, whatever. Like, I'm just like, yes. And I also love that because it's separate, I can then have it like this, you know, and I can be looking at this or looking at the whatever, you know, and I have the dye. Does this make sense? Am I crazy? I thought it was awesome. This made me so happy with the die sets because I keep everything in the packaging. You know, I keep everything in the packaging and this just makes life easier. So I'm like stupid excited. And trust me, this is a set that it looks overwhelming, dirtily. And then once we start playing with it, it all started making sense. And I was like, okay, I get what these ridiculous little like lumps were. It's like, oh, okay. So that's what we're going to do. And yeah, and you don't have to cut them apart. They're all separate. That's how they come, you know, detabbed, all the things outlined. And then with this set, because like Altenew does the keyhole layering, you know, and then with a set like this, it's got extra bits because like this is the front, so you don't want that, but it actually has it so it debosses when you die cut, and it says things like D1, B1, you know, so everything's just labeled, and it just again makes life easier because when you've got a whole bunch of itty bitty pieces to deal with, it's like, you know. So I'm glad y'all are on the same page as me. I was just like losing my mind when I opened this release, and I was like, this is awesome. It makes my life so much easier because my brain just doesn't go there, you know. I struggle, and I'm also fascinated by, you know, the designers that come up with all this. I was like, I never would have thought of any of this ever. So the other thing I'm doing, I am 100% taking this out of the Kathy Zielski playbook. I got a piece of what is this called? My brain just stopped. You know what it is? It's the media mat stuff. What is this called? Literally brain stopped. It's the media grip mat from Tim Holtz. So we're going to use this to glue on. I'm going to try and make a habit of doing this instead of just gluing on my work surface and having glue everywhere and making an absolute disaster of a mess. And then I'm also no more breaking a nail trying to get it off the cardboard. Truth. Yeah, because that's also nice because you've got it like this, and then and that's what I've been doing. I've literally just been going like this, you know, doing my die cutting, and then I can just slap it back into place. Love it so much. Okay, so I've raved about that. We're going to zoom in because we're going to deal with some little pieces, but trust me, it's worth it. It's worth it, man. So we're going to, okay. And then, like I said, I did my die cutting ahead of time. I did this also. Kathy Zielski. I've admitted that. I'm the queen of the Kathy Zielski fan club. Anyone, you can fight me for that position. Little ceramic paint palette. She's shown this many times. I've had this forever. I had it piled up under other stuff, and then I pulled it out. It's perfect for little die cuts. I did put, and I can't show you because if I flip this over, I'd knock these over, but I put those little felt, you know, self-adhesive for little things, little felt feet I stuck under this, they're stuck so it's not like scraping on the glass. So yeah, I did all my die cutting, and we're gonna build some suitcases, and it's gonna be easier than you think. So the first little bit's gonna look a little bit crazy because we're gonna do the wheels first. It all is gonna make sense. It's gonna make sense. Okay. Okay. So we need some little pieces to build our wheels. And for that, I need these darker pieces is what I need. So we've got these little guys, and they look kind of crazy. And those are part of it's this one. It says like, it's all backwards basically, but it's WB1 and WB2. So these two funny looking little dies. I die cut these from gray cardstocks. So they come out and they end up looking like this. And they've got the little keyhole. So all you got to do is line them up. With ones that are this small, it really helps to have a pair of tweezers. I've got my little reverse tweezers for the win. I mentioned this in another video. Altenew's got tweezers. Theirs aren't reverse tweezers, but theirs are like straight, not curved. Because I know some people don't like the curve. It messes with them. But yeah, and they're like, Altenew's are like super pointy. I need to get some. Anyway, we just got to adhere them together. So a little bit of glue. Just do. You don't need much. Even top off some of the excess. And then you just line up the little keyhole. And it's a little suitcase wheel. I don't know why this amuses me so much, but it does. So we have just a little suitcase wheel, Who'd have thunk, you guys? I was putting, last night, putting those other little two suitcases together. And I almost ended up assembling everything because I didn't want to stop. But I was like, wait, I need to like actually show this on the live. So that's what we're going to do. So again, a little bit of glue. Adhere the little bits. And we have our little tiny suitcase wheels. So because I want to do both sizes of suitcases. And there is another option as well. There's these ones. There's these pieces that look like this because it gives you options, and I'll show that too. So it's like those pieces and these pieces, and this is all one wafer die. This one is the WA1. So this one. So I just ran it through twice to get this and this, like the two different colors, and then I'll have extras for future suitcases. Who cares? And then this one, pretty simple. You just add a dab of glue right there and right there. And then we just need to take our little wheels, adhere them on top. And we've got that type of suitcase wheel. Silly little things, but I love it. Because then with things like the base of our suitcase, so we're getting into like the big one, and it's either or. So I already built that style. So we're going to build this one with the fancy bits, and you start with the base, which is like, it says A/B, because depending on what you want to do. And then it's got all the little, like, again, all the little keyholes. And at first I was like, who, what now? But again, it gives you options depending on the wheels, like this bottom portion, and it says WA or WB. So depending on what wheels you want to attach to your suitcase, I would never think of these sorts of things. Like because I was just like sitting here when I first got that, and I was just like, this is a lot. And then it all started making sense, and I was like, stop it. Seriously, stop it. So it's got the openings if we want to do those wheels, or we can do those wheels, I love it. I love it. I think it is just brilliant. So we'll put these wheels and then we'll use these wheels on the other suitcase. So, um, I lost the one teeny tiny little stem piece off my Altenew Amaryllis after I cut it out last Tuesday. It had been right on my desk. Turns out the cardstock stuck to my sleeve. Been there, done that. That or because the other tray I use, like I've got the ceramic one. I also have, don't want to drop that. I've got like these little plastic trays. The amount of times, and I did it just the other day, I had this tray like full of die cuts and I went like this to move it out of the way so I could do something else. And I wasn't paying attention and I caught the edge of the tray and flipped it over onto the floor. And I'm not even exaggerating. There was at least 30 die cuts in here. Been there, done that. That was fun. I ended up having to re-die cut because I couldn't find, the tittles and little. Yep. Anyway, so back to work. Yeah. I need a bigger boat, and I need more. I don't know. I need to like super glue the trays or something. Yeah. Anyway, so then to adhere the wheels, you just put your, you just need a dab of adhesive. You don't need very much. And then you just line up the keyhole. So we line that one up with that one. And then it's going to have a little wheel. Like, again, just stop it. It's so cute. So yeah, we adhere a little wheel. And then we just repeat on the other side. And we've got that. Silly but adorable. And then the other thing is, of course, we've got our handles. And you've got, again, 2 different options of handles because Altenew just is like that. So there's this one. And then there's a square one. Options, just depending on the luggage you want to create. Who'da thunk? So I used these ones on these pieces already. They've got their little handle. It's cute. So we'll use the round ones on these guys. So you got the actual handles, and then there's also the little pieces to build, some dimension. And same thing. You just adhesive, stick into place. Like, so simple. Do. Just like that. So, again, this is where, the little perfect picker comes in handy. I love when people put things away as they craft. That's not me. Yeah, I don't really, as I craft, I don't put things away, for the most part. When I'm done, I kind of sort of put stuff away. I need to get better at that. But I do somewhat clean up between projects, but that's also because I do it as a job. So I need to have everything, list it, label it, put it in supply list, yada, 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 and then get it out of the way before moving on to the next thing. But cleaning up during, oh, heck no. It looks like a bomb's gone off in here most days, while I'm making it. It's all over my desk, all over the floor, all over me, piled. Yeah, you guys know. So yeah, hello to everyone. Welcome to my bonus random live. There's our little handles. So we'll save the little one for our other suitcase. And then same thing. There's little keyholes and a little marking, and it just lines up. It just add a little adhesive. Like, who'da thunk I'd be sitting here playing with paper and making suitcases out of paper. I definitely didn't, but I love it. And then we just gotta get him into his spot. There we go. And now he's got a little handle. Look at him. Love it. Okay. So we've got him. And then to make them all fancy and everything, I die cut pieces from, and I've got all the cardstocks listed because half the time I don't remember the names. off the top of my head. And I can't have them all just like piled up, but I've got like Lagoon. Lagoon is the darker shade. Volcano Lake is the lighter one I'm working on right now, right? Yes. Volcano Lake and Lagoon, and then like Moon Rock. And again, they're all linked. And yes, like Mitzi said, I've got an offer, a code in the description box below. So definitely worth checking out. Plus all the supplies. Everything listed and linked in the description box below. So I die cut these guys. Oh my god. Thank you so much, Cinders. Thank you for the super chat. I very much appreciate that. Thank you. I'm one of the ones who puts everything up as I go. I can't stand clutter. Definitely heard, Terry. I don't like clutter either, but I'm living in it. It's so bad. It's so bad. Okay. I'm also using purples. I was in like an aqua and purple mood. Let me I'm talking about clutter. Ooh, I gotta be careful so I don't like end something. I have so much stuff piled up, you guys. It's so bad. I need a bigger boat. Where can I put? And then I'll probably forget. Okay, let's. Yeah. So I'm using Lagoon Cardstock. Okay, these are all Altenew crafting necessities. So I was using Volcano Lake and Lagoon. And then for the wheels and the handles, it was Evening Gray and Moonrock. And then for my decorative bits, I'm using Andromeda, which is a really deep purple, and deep iris. You know, something fun. Just fun colors. So, same thing though. You can kind of do whatever you want. You know, you can, and I always kind of recommend when you're having sets like this, whether it's so you get florals, whatever it is, and it's like you're kind of overwhelmed, and it's like I recommend just die cutting the pieces, follow the directions as they've laid it out the first time, just to get your brain going, you know? Because I always find sometimes I'm so overwhelmed and I'm just like, but then once I've done it once, it's like, okay, I get where this goes. Now I can do, switch it up, use this, leave off this piece completely, you know, hopefully that makes sense. So options. So we got all our little decorative bits. And then there's all of these pieces for like the corner. Again, stop it. They're ridiculous. I love it. I love it so much. And then if you really wanted to step it up, you could die cut some of these pieces from like metallic cardstock. Like gold would look nice. I was in a purple mood, but I think we'll add some gold splatter when it comes time to actually like assemble our cards. But yeah, you got all these little pieces to make it look all fabulous. And I love it. uh I want to pack my bags. I know, right? Okay. There we go. I'm wearing a hoodie. I work in the garage. So it's a little chilly in here. Plus I'm cold all the time now. The older I get, the colder it gets for me. So I'm just yeah, it's warm here, but I'm in the garage and it's cold. So all we gotta do to build our dudes, we got our wheels on and then we just gotta put the decorative little bits like so. And another thing I was thinking of, like after I like die cut everything, instead of just solid cardstock, you could either like stamp the cardstock pieces, like make them pattern suitcases, or use pattern paper. Like I would never have thought, like suitcases on a card, sort of a thing. You know what I mean? But then I was like, oh, you could have so much fun with these. You know? Because I'll never, I've said it, you can pry my floral dies and stamps out of my cold dead hands. I will always love a floral and I will always love a big floral. Hey, Altenew, love them. But it's been fun mixing around with these like very much nothing to do with floral, suitcases. And then that other one, compasses and all that. I was like, stop it. Just stop it. They're so good. I love it. I love it. So yeah, we're making suitcases. And I don't know why. I just think they're ridiculously cute. And again, we could stop here and they could just be this, you know, do what you want. But we're gonna build these like as intended because I just want to see how it'll turn out with these colors. So then we can add our little decorative strips like this. And I can't remember, did they go like, did they show the whole, oh yeah, they adhere below. Right there. There we go. You're getting rain. Yeah, we've been getting a lot of rain this week. Like, I mentioned that my office space flooded again this week. That was fun. Um, Thankfully, for the most part, that I'm aware of, not any necessarily damage, but also at the same time, I've been too busy. We got fans going to dry things out, and again, I work in the garage. It's what we got to do. Okay, we're gonna adhere the little decorative strip, wee, just like that. There we go. So we adhere those just like that. Like, and you can't really see it because this color, this Andromeda color, is so dark. But there's also a little deboss line. I wonder if I can show that. Like just the little detail bits. Focus camera. You can kind of see it. Like there's the deboss like stitching line, but there's also like a deboss line. Just it's so simple, subtle. I love it though, you know. And then we've got all our little corner protectors and things. So for that, just add a little blob of glue. Oh yeah, these are going to be fun. And just press that into place. Line them up. Look at him. Look at this. I love it. Two more little dabs of glue. Boop, 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 boop. And again, adhere our little pieces just like that. And then just scrape off any excess. We're good to go. Burp. Seriously. Seriously. And then again, with these the little like clasps, whatever they're called, buckles, you know? These guys, again, reverse tweezers for the win. You just need like the smallest amount of glue. And then they just go like this. Seriously, you know? You guys need to invest in those apartment stocks, those things that suck up dangerous hazardous materials ever so. It's been like it has happened twice now, but it hasn't been like insane amount of water. Thankfully, it's more just the rain blowing in the corners of the garage doors. And Chris and I do plan on looking into seeing if there's a couple things we can do just to like seal up those corners a little bit better. But yeah, again, we've just got a crazy amount of rain the last little bit. So we adhered this guy. Whoop. And I'm not worried about any glue sticking out because it will dry like clear and you won't be able to see it. But seriously, you know. And then if you like if you don't want to deal with the fiddly pieces, my brain stopped, I was reading the chat. You can leave them off, you know? You can do whatever you want. So we'll just again add little tiny dab and just kind of line them up like that. And then one more like that. Like I'm making little suitcases and it makes me stupidly happy. And I've got little, there we go. I had a little die cut fuzzy. There we go. So there's our first full, and the big one, the first full. Like, stop it. You know, I love it. I love it. I don't know why, but I do. So then for the little guy, it's kind of the same thing. You know, he's got the little bits. This one only has the, thank you, Fern. I appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. So this one, it's only got the keyhole openings for the one type of wheel, but it doesn't matter because this is going to get covered up. So if you wanted to use this one, the straight one, let me pull out a little guy here, like this one that has the different keyhole, you still can, you know, it'll still line up. It doesn't matter. You can do what you want. But that's also why I recommend just do it the first time the way it's meant, you know, and then you understand what all the random little things are. Because I was like, there was all these letters and all these things, and I was just like, what is happening? And then it all makes sense. It all makes sense. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to add our little wheels. Just little tiny bits of glue. Doop, doop. And then you just line them up with the keyhole like that. There we go. And then repeat with that one. I don't know why. I don't know why I love this so much. I just think it is so ridiculous. Like, look at those tiny little wheels, and I love them. I love them. There we go. So we got those, and then the exact same thing with the handles. Add a tiny little burp, 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 little dab of glue. And then everything lines up just like so. And there we've got our base. And now this, you know, the world's your oyster. You can do whatever you want at this point. We could add the other die cut, you know, to make that sort of more modern. Well, I don't even know the name of that, you know, the hard shell luggage. That's what this reminds me of, is like hard shell luggage. So you can do that one, or we can do the decorative bits, which is obviously what I'm going to do because I already die cut everything. Okay. Heard. Hopefully went north. Yeah, I'm hoping. We don't have as many wildfires up north here in Saskatchewan right now, but there's several going on in like BC and Alberta. There's a bunch going on in Manitoba. Like, they're battling them. So, not fun at all. Okay. Now what we got to do is, this is actually just easier to put the glue on these little die cut pieces. So this one is basically just a repeat of the other one. And then the other thing you can do, and they show this, is instead of, you could leave the handle off completely. You know, you could leave these handles off and the wheels and just have it as like a suitcase sideways, you know, and then there's a handle piece that we'll get to. So, because I forgot to even add it to those ones too. It honestly doesn't matter, but yeah. So, options. Oh, and there's my stalker. Hello to the unpaid intern. So he's already, that was a quick appointment. Okay. So, again, options. I like options, you know? So we adhere the top and bottom pieces, our little decorative bits. And like I said, you could use pattern paper. You could stamp, you know, and little stamps, little decorative stamps. Even like, I was thinking about doing this, but again, like these stamps from the Floral Odyssey kit that I was talking about and showing earlier, like these, and like that one, you could stamp that onto these pieces and create like your own pattern paper. How fun! Like, how cute would that be? How cute would that be? Okay. Yeah, with floral pattern paper, we could make the suitcases look like a Vera Bradley. Exactly. Especially, there's actually a bag. We're gonna build it. This one, this little bag. So yeah, you could do that with floral pattern paper, and it would look exactly like a Vera Bradley. How Stop it. Stop it. I just, yeah, it's too fun. It's too fun. Like, I'm really loving just mucking around with non-floral things. I think it's a blast, you know? And then it just, in my world, I call it, like, consider this like generic, you know? Because, yeah, it's suitcase, technically travel theme, but at the same time, it's like these can still be any occasion type cards, you know? Eh, somebody was at the door. Not worried about it. So, because yeah, they can have suitcases on them, but it can just be like, hey, thinking of you or miss you, you know? Hint, hint, get on a plane, come see me, that sort of a thing. Okay. And then same thing. There's a little wafer die that die cuts these little, these little decorative pieces. I love it. I love it. So we got our little corner protectors and then we got our little latches. So it's just going to be the exact same thing. And since we've already done it, I can just go dirt, 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 dirt like that with the glue and then just pick up those little pieces and just stick them right into place. Dirt. Like that. And then like that. And then like that. This is also where the perfect picker comes in handy. I can just scrape away any extra glue that I managed to get everywhere because that's always a thing. Like, look at it. Look at it. It's adorable. Oh. Okay. And then for the little guys, I'm going to do the exact same thing. Just pick them up with the tweezers. Add the tiniest little dab of glue to them. And then you just pop them into place. Burp, like that. Like that. It's so cute. And it's so cute. I love it. Ah. Oh, yeah. Tweezers for the win. Tweezers and like something like the perfect picker, you know, a little embellishment wand. Must haves. Absolute must haves, you know, because there's no way like trying to, like, you can do it if you don't have, you could just put a little dab of glue because you don't need much. We're adhering cardstock, you know, it's not like this stuff weighs anything. So a little tiny, you know, but tweezers make it so much easier. That way I can just derp. Unless it's, yeah. Well, that's also why I try to keep all my die cuts like up in front of me, up to the side, nothing like, you know, close to where my sleeves are going to go. Because, yes, otherwise, same thing. It's happened to me, you know, random little bits or things like getting caught in my socks. I've got like, I was wondering what was on my bathroom floor the other day, and I was just like, what? And it was like confetti. That I managed to track, you know, through the house and just fell off my sock or whatever. And I'm just like, not surprised. And then, yeah, little die cuts. Yeah, they always want to bounce away. Seriously, look at it. Like, look at it, you know? And then there's also the side handles. Oh, no, that's the other. That's a separate die. I was wondering originally what, there's this little die, these ones. It's just a little kind of handly type wafer die. Yeah, so that one and that one. And those are the handle, you know, for the side of your suitcase. So we could leave them off or we can stick them on. I'm going to stick them on, these guys, because I just think it's cute. So all you got to do is just put glue right on the very base of our little side handle. See? just like that. Shimmy them down just a smidge. And then hold them into place. There. Look at him. I love it. I love it so much. And yeah, I want luggage like this too. Although I do have really cute luggage, but you know, luggage is expensive too. So at least with paper, I can, build to my heart's content and live vicariously through this and, make all my own little custom luggage pieces. I love it. I just think it's ridiculously cute. So yeah, like there we go. We got a big suitcase and a little suitcase. But wait, there's more. There's the little Vera, we'll call it the Vera Bradley bag. So we got that too. So we got that. And actually, I think this goes this direction. Does it? No, it goes like this. It goes like this. And then there's all the little decorative pieces. There's the piece for the handle. Just like so. So yeah, and they got the little deboss. So this one says E1, E2, E3. So you know what level. Calling out with Louis. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. If you've got that, like, some monogram type paper, because like the tissue paper, etc., that comes out with the good stuff, the good brands of things, you could totally like die cut that and like Mod Podge it onto the cardstock and make like some Louis luggage, etc. You guys, seriously, how fun would that be? You know. And then things like I was also thinking, I was like, how great would a set like this be for a kid that's just graduated, heading off to college? You can make a little luggage to stop it, retirement card just for funsies card. Honestly, how fun would these be? Told you guys, I love this set. I think it's ridiculous and it's adorable and it's so fun and you could use it for any occasion, you know? Okay, so we did that one and then that one, just like that. There we go. Make sure I'm doing this right. I'm pretty sure I am. Yep. And then we've got our decorative bit. This was everything, wasn't it? Pretty sure it was. I might be. No, am I missing a piece? I don't think I am. No, I'm not. No, I'm not missing a piece. We're good. We're good. Okay. So then we adhere this little bit just like so. And yeah, this one definitely, if you used like floral stamps or some like little mini floral pattern paper, it would totally look like a little Vera Bradley, and I think that would be cute. I have a Vera Bradley. It's upstairs. I got it like more than a decade ago and I still have it because it's in perfect condition. And I got it for a really good price. I don't think Vera Bradley's that expensive unless it is now. But yeah, it's like green and it's like green and these colors and floral, of course. Very, very Vera Bradley. Okay. There we go. So we got that one. And then we'd hear this little piece, which lines up like that. Yes. Oh, it's so cute. It's so cute. So you just had just a little teensiest bit of glue. Like I said, you don't need much. These pieces are small. And you don't need a whole lot. And that just lines up like that. Seriously. Look at it. Look how adorable. The freebie die set at Altenew with qualifying purchase is cute. Oh yeah, that leaf die. I have it mentioned, and you can see it when you click over to the Altenew site. Ooh, I got a little fruit fly in here. Go away. Yeah. Leaf wafer dies, same thing. You can never have too many leaves. Leaves, snowflakes, butterflies, florals. You can never have too many in my world, you know? Okay. So we got those. And then I die cut teeny tiny these little guys to cover that. Just to give it that little, and again, you could do like metallic cardstock and stuff. So I just did this with the Andromeda color, which I just gotta pick it up with my little tweezers. Whoop. Flipped one away. Add a tiny bit of adhesive. Derp. And then, oh, and birds. Yeah. Bird dyes and stamps, I am now a fan of. I've talked about this. I avoided it for a lot of years because I don't know why. The thought of like making birds with paper for some reason intimidated me. And now I love it. I love it. Like, put a bird on it. It's cute. It's cute. And yeah, and now we've got luggage and compasses and just, it's fun. It's fun. Ooh, get in your home. There you go. Serious. Like, look at our little, like, our, and like this can sit on. Seriously. Stop it. Just stop it. You know, and you can even, like, you know, if you're careful, have it so it's like hanging off the handle of the suitcase. And again, like I said, you can leave the handles off and the wheels off and just have it like upright. Stack them. It's fun. I love it. And there is even, I'm not 100%, but we'll put one together. There's even a teeny tiny luggage tag. It's ridiculous. So there's that piece. And then I took that one. I just die cut this from like little scraps because it die cuts all 3 little layers. So I just die cut it from little scraps that were left over from die cutting these pieces. And then, yeah, all you got to do is add, ooh, clogged my glue. Good job, Amy. There we go. Add a little bit of adhesive. Stick that on there like so. And then this one, we'll use our tweezers. And we can put a little put a tiny little bit of glue. There we go. There, look at our tiny little luggage tag. It's so little. Again, stop it. It's so cute. It's so cute. Okay. So yeah, that is the luggage. And again, I did that one with the other option. Seriously. Seriously now. You know? I love it. I love it. I used every single die, didn't I? Just looking at it. Yeah. Yeah. When you build both sets, like in both types, that's every single die in this set. So thumbs up for me. You know? I'm just loving it. And these guys, I left the handles off. We could add them. There's also a thinner version, you know? But we could also, like, I could add the handles to these guys, but I think I'm just going to leave them off. And yeah. So that was building the luggage bits. And the only, like, this one with the little extra elements takes the longest. This one, it's just the base and then this piece. That's it. Simple. Super, super simple. Like, no No craziness. No craziness. So there's all our little luggage pieces, and I love them. I don't know why I do, but I do. I think they're so fun. Okay. And then let me zoom out a little bit so that we're not like right in here. There we go. Okay. So we got all our little luggage bits. And then what I want to do, where did I put it? Here it is. Okay. I has the, let me move some of this stuff so I don't, knock everything over. Okay. I've got this embossing folder. This is the Wanderlust embossing folder. Oh yeah, here. It shows it a little better. Which is just fun. It's just fun. I love it. I love me an embossing folder. And I think, oh yeah, okay. Just let me first make sure. Okay. Yeah, and I like how Altenew like already has it labeled so you know what the front. With one like this is definitely one where you want to use it like right side up. Because a lot of folders, if it's like a geometric pattern or a floral or just whatever, like there's no words, it doesn't matter. You can use it sideways, this way, that way. But this one's actually got like wording. So we've got like New York, London, Madrid, Santiago, Australia, all the different like locations on there. So you kind of want to have it in the right direction. So I've just got some like lighter weight white cardstock here. And we're just going to line it up. And then I think I can show, did I do this right? Ha! So with Altenew's embossing folders and specifically the Anna Griffin Empress die cut machine, what works for me is one cutting plate, the embossing folder, and then the magnet to make your sandwich, and then run it through. And if with your machine, if you have the same machine and this isn't enough, like you find that it comes out and it's not good, you could add either the thin metal shim that comes with it or just a cardstock shim. I've never needed that, but I would always just start with this, see how that works for you, and then go from there. I know, right? I can't get over how cute these are. I really can't. Okay. So, let me go back. Let me go back to, there we go. There I am. There I am. Oh, I love it. I love it. Like, how fun is that? Seriously. It's fun, I love anything that's going to add some texture. And how simple was that? Like, zero effort on my part for the most part. And I cut this a little bigger than A2 size so that I can just trim it down to A2 size, just because I've talked about this. If you want, regardless of what brand or folder or anything that you're using, if you want your finished panel to fully cover or to be a specific size, cut the cardstock bigger than what you want to end up with, because the cardstock is getting moved. It's getting pressed up, it's getting pressed down. So that straight size, that specific size you have, is going to move in the folder. So I cut this to like 4.5, 5 3/4, just something a little bit bigger. And if this was a really deep folder, then I might have cut it even bigger. But it just gives me that little bit of extra leeway. And then I can just trim off the excess, to make sure that I get it where I want it. So now I can just trim it to A2 size. So 4.25 by 5.5 inches. Just like so. Just like that. And now I've got my little background. So I've got my background. I have my little suitcases. I love it. I don't know why. I really don't know why, but I do I love it. And then I have a sentiment. I'll get to the sentiment in a second because I got to figure out how I want to build this. And then I did pull this out, but I think this set's currently out of stock because it's been popular. Because again, it's a little floral. Where did mine go? Yeah. This is the little Bright Bloom layering dusted. I think this was one of the freebies last month, and I like it because it was popular. So, but I still wanted to use it, and they'll restock it when they get it back in stock. So I die cut it from the same cardstock, the bloom portion from the same cardstock, and then the centers I die cut from like Mocha and Espresso Cardstock because I just, same concept as like put a bird on it. You got to put a flower on it. You could leave it off, but I just thought it'd be kind of cute to maybe like tuck it in. Why not? Why not? And same thing. It's got the little keyhole and then the little like numbers, which again, a set like this, simple, super simple, like dirt, 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 done. It's not anything crazy. Thank you, Darcy. Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. But yeah, some Altenew's florals, we're getting into like layers and layers and layers, and then it really comes in handy. It'll be like 1, 2, 3, or they'll do things like I pointed this out. I forget what video it was, but I was like, it took me a second instead of numbers because of the way the die was shaped and there wasn't enough space, but instead they did little tiny dots. So it was like 1 little dot, 2 little dots, 3 dots. And I was like, oh, this is why I make the things. I don't design the stuff. I would never think of any of this ever in a million years. That's just not how my brain works. And then that's why I'm always like sitting here and like raving about it and surprised because I'm just like, you're a genius. Because I'm not. So yeah. 1 and 2, Doop. And then we've got another piece. And again, it's got the keyhole. So you just like that. We're gonna stick that right there. Like so. And then we've got the little decorative bit of a center. Like that. And then these line up. So I just have to find, and honestly at the same time though, like technically they line up perfectly, like that's the whole point, but I also just don't care. Some of it doesn't matter. When you're dealing with like flower centers, that kind of stuff, who cares? Just stick it on. It's not going to matter. And then the little decorative outer piece, which again, we could use it or we could just skip it. It doesn't really matter. But I'm going to use it because I just like it. I think it's cute. Because this is just going to be a little extra decorative element. Love it. And if I'd wanted to, but we're not doing that today, I was thinking about, because it's like we could go all out. We could do some ink. We could have done some ink blending to like build depth and dimension. Could have ink blended. Again, it's card making. Sky's the limit. We can do whatever we want. But I thought today I would just keep it as just cardstock die cuts. Because that's fun too. And it's also fun to do it this way. Just die cut your cardstock, assemble it, make your card, whatever. And then next time, pull out the inks, build dimensions, stamp the pieces, create patterns, yada, yada, yada. Like, that's why I love doing what I do. Oh yeah, stick a little flower on it. Why not? Why not? So yeah. And again, apologies. This guy I had already just in my head, I was like, I had to use him. He's so cute. But yeah, he's sold out at the moment, but they'll get him back in stock. And then all will be right with the world. So we had that one. And then that one. Because I did 2 of them because we're going to do 2 cards. Because I have all like this little pile of luggage. So we're just going to go like that. There we go. So we got our little flowers. There we go. And then I have a second background that I did with same embossing folder, everything. So I can use those pieces. And then we're going to just go like that. Yeah. And then let's build dimension too. Let's pop these guys up with a bit of foam tape. Where's my foam tape? There he is. Okay. Instant Dimension foam tape for the win. We're going to take a piece of foam tape. We're going to take the scissors and just slap a piece on there. I'm even going to cut like a sliver. And I've talked about this. I normally don't do this, but this is a simple little piece. So this isn't so finicky that I'm going to lose my mind. I'm just going to take a little thin piece and stick it right behind the handle just to keep everything a little more, level, secure, whatever. So we'll take that little piece. Get him up there. There we go. Get off. There we go. And then we can pop him onto our card like that. Boop, boop. And then this guy, we're going to stick him, I think, like that. So we'll take a little piece with this guy. And just in case, I'll take just another smidge off because I can use that on something else. Just like him. And then we'll stick him rather like that. And again, we'll take this little sliver and stick it right there like that. So then we can pop this into place. And it just builds literal dimension. So we'll stick him like that. I love it. I love it. And then our flower, I'm going to stick like that. Just cause. Just cause we're going to add kind of a little bit of a dollop of glue and go like that. I'm just going to hold that for a second. Actually, where's my magnet? There's my magnet. I was like, where's my magnet? Put my magnet down. And then I pulled out, where did I put it? Same thing. Here's an oldie but goodie set. I've got it linked. This was the Fresh Flowers die set. This one was part of, was it last year's? Not 2025. I think this was part of the 2024 Enchanted Garden. The kit. And then it was part of one of the releases. Anyway, this is an older die set. I've done a video on it. I forgot to link to it, but it's on my channel. And super pretty. But I took the die for the leaves, just the leaves, and I die cut some of Altenew's olive cardstock. And again, I love that deboss detail. So because I wanted to tuck in a few leaves, plus I just thought the pop of green would look cute, just to give it a little extra something. So I thought we could stick. Yeah, see? We could just kind of tuck in. Heck, I could even maybe stick. Yeah, see, I could stick a couple leaves even behind the, just gives it that little extra something. Yeah. Okay. So we'll just glue a couple of these guys together like that. And then just use my tweezers again. Yeah, tropical island vacation. I wish. That would be fabulous. Fabulous, darling. Okay. And then we can just tuck that one in like so. Just gives it that little pop of green, And then we can do that with this one. Same thing. Just kind of slide that in like that. And then we'll tuck these guys in with this one. And then that one. So there's, there we go. There we go. It just gives it that little extra something. So we'll get to the sentiments in a minute. We're basically going to do the same thing, but then with this one, I'm going to tuck the flower behind. Yeah, I like the flower behind for this one. So we'll put this one like that. There we go. Just to give it, you know, a little something something. And then these guys will do the same thing. We'll pop them up with the Instant Dimension foam tape. And I'll do, yeah, with this guy, that one I might not need to, but I'll take another just sliver of the foam tape. You don't need much. Just a little tiny piece. And then with foam tape, when you want to apply it on a curve, you know, if you're doing a shaker card, a circle, anything like that, take the backing off. And this works with any like width, you know, with little slivers, it's super easy. But once you take the backing off, it's flexible. It you know, it does its thing. So you don't need to cut like tons of little pieces. Just take the backing off and then curve it to whatever. So did that with that one. And then I can pop that off. And then stick this guy into place. Here down that handle. And then I can do the same thing. Actually, this guy I'm going to adhere flat because I want to tuck him so then you can see the handle. Yeah, so this guy we won't pop up with foam tape. We'll just put some adhesive onto him. And then we can just go like that. And then tuck him right like that. And then put a magnet on him to hold him. And then this guy is going to sit on top. I don't know why I love this so much. I just do. I just do. Okay. We'll take a piece. Ooh, he needs to be smaller. We're going to take a little piece. There we go. Put that on like that. Yes. And then put one right there. Like that. Perfect. And then we can just derp, derp. And just kind of put it on an angle. Okay. I love it. I love it. It's ridiculous. It's so cute. It's so fun. And then we can kind of do the same thing because I did die cut a whole bunch of little leaves. So we can tuck in, you know, a couple little leaves here and there with this, like that. Tuck one in like that. Actually, this guy we'll put like that. Yeah, I like that. And then we could do, yeah, okay. Who knows? Maybe I'm just completely insane, but luggage. Luggage die cuts. They're fun, and I love it. So we'll tuck our little leaves in there. And then remember to adhere these ones before I end up like going on to something else. So we'll just tuck these guys in like that. I know, right? I want to go on vacation. Honestly, I haven't been on vacation in a very long time, but I can live vicariously through my silly little cards. I just think it's fun. Tuck this guy in like that. I'm going to leave that off. I like that just as is. Or did I lie? Did I lie? I might have lied. No. We're good. Stop overthinking it, Amy. Stop it. Okay, we're going to splatter because you know that's coming. And that's why I'm leaving off the sentiments for the moment. Moving my card bases so I don't make a huge mess. Okay, we're going to splatter. So, I want to add a little bit of gold splatter. And like I said, we could have die cut, to really tie in the gold. Like some of the little decorative elements we could have done from gold. That would have looked super cute too. Using like Altenew's like matte gold, like brushed gold cardstock. But we're just going to add a little bit of gold splatter. And that's what I nearly lost. You could also send these to coworkers and be like, hey, I would love it if you went away somewhere. Here's a card so you can think about it. Truth, Hint, hint, go on vacation. Bye. Truth. Okay. I've got the Altenew metallic watercolor set that is absolutely fabulous. Fabulous, darling. And we're going to use the gold. Let's use this one this time. Or we could use this one too because this goes really pretty, but I'm going to go with the gold because I want that hit of gold. It's fun. It's fun. So that's what we're going to use. But again, you could use whatever floats your boat. Whatever floats your boat. So, with metallic watercolors, the thing to always remember is like you don't just like take just a damp brush. They need to be worked up. It's just the way metallic pigments are. They really solidify. Whereas Altenew's other watercolor palettes, you can basically just take a wet brush and just and pick up color. But with metallics, you need to add some water, and then you need to work it up and start mixing it and activating it. So I'm gonna have to fiddle a little bit to get this all worked up. And then I do have some also still on my palette from the last time I used this one. So I can even rework what was here. See and get that all worked up. Fabulous. And I love it so much. You can't go wrong with gold. Gold, shimmery goodness. Love. I might have to add a little bit more water. Okay. Black, gold, and white luggage. Yeah, that would look gorgeous too. It would. Sky's the limit. You could use specialty cardstocks. Like I said, you could, and if you have, some of that like monogram tissue paper that comes with for those that might have, a brand name Perth or Luggage or anything like that, you could use that tissue paper and just like Mod Podge it to some cardstock and die cut it. That would look so cute. It would be so cute. And then customize the colors. Like I was saying earlier, how cute would it be to make like little luggage cards for someone going off to college, and you could do it in like their college colors. Seriously, like how bloody cute would that be? Okay, let's add our bit of splatter. So we've got our little backgrounds. We'll just stick them in there. We'll take our metallic watercolor and just add a bit of splatter. Not a ton, just a smidge. For me, this is a smidge. Yeah. Doop. Okay, That's good. No, I lied. Now we're good. We're good. So rinse off my brush. And then I just let that dry. So I just keep my palettes like this after I'm working with it. I just let it sit out. And then in however long, it'll be completely dry and good to go. So, yeah. Set that behind me. I can deal with it later. And then, yeah, we've got just some little metallic splattery bits. I loves it. I loves it so much. So much. And then on the inside of the cards, so I've got sentiments. I gotta let this like fully dry before we add anything. Where did my die cut sentiments go? I had them. There they are. I found them. Okay. Burp, burp. So the sentiments are from the stamp set that comes in the Craft Your Life project kit, the one that I did the video on that's linked in the description box below. So I had stamped them with Altenew's Obsidian ink onto white cardstock. And then I used, which is not part of the kit, it's an add-on. I used the add-on die set that die cuts like the florals and the greenery. And so I did that before the live, again, just to save us some time. So then I'm going to use, because we got to do the inside of the card, of course. So that one I'm going to use with that one. That one I'm going to use with that one. And then I want to use a couple sentiments. I'm going to use this one. Again, I like, and a lot of these also are like kind of compass themed. But then I even like ones like this one where it says bloom wherever life takes you. You know? I've heard some use regular water and some use distilled water, which is best used. It doesn't matter. If you're talking specifically with like a watercolor palette, it legit doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because it's going to dry up. Like my actual, like when I'm splattering and when I'm watercoloring, I'm going to be careful and not spill this. My jar, this is tap water. Don't care. The only reason I have distilled water in things like that little, I've had this, I don't have a link for this, but I've had just eyedropper to add to my little palettes. And then my spray bottles. This is distilled water. The only reason I put distilled water in these is because it's sitting forever. Like I don't clean this out. I don't clean out my spray bottles, you know, I just add more water after I use it up. And yeah, so for these I use distilled water only because it's sitting for a long period of time. And with glass it doesn't matter. But with plastic, it can go yellow over time and just get a little grody. It's not pretty. Does it actually affect like card making, watercoloring? No. So, yeah, the only time distilled water really comes into play is just if you're putting it into like little containers, spray bottles, et cetera, that are sitting around in our craft room for months on end, years on end. In fact, here, I found it. I couldn't remember. Here's an old. This is what happens. I used regular tap water in this for years, and it just, you know, over time, it turned yellow. Is it like the water itself in here? In fact, yeah, you can't see it on camera. I can see like there's little greeblies in here. Like this is, I don't even want it. This is probably slimy inside. Gross. I don't use this one anymore, but I keep it just to show people. That's why I use distilled water. But yeah, for actual like watercoloring, splattering, all things, it doesn't matter because it's going to evaporate. So yeah, it doesn't matter. So hopefully that makes sense. And then I have one more. I want to use The Greatest Adventure Lies Ahead. I want to add, Find Beauty in the Journey. I thought that would be a cute one. So we'll use that one for that card. And then I'll also stamp some of these little greenery bits on the inside. Just to give it that little extra something. Oh, Roberta, it's Mitzi. Mitzi's behind the badge today. So, love that. Love that. Okay, we'll just take a few of those. And I'm just going to use my acrylic blocks because it's faster. And because at the moment, my stamp wheel is beneath a pile of things. And I would most likely manage to break something if I was to pull it out right now. So we're just going to stamp these on the inside. That one's going with that. And stamp it with the Obsidian ink. Just like so. There we go. And I just need to clean that one off. There we go. Wipe that one off. Because I make it, this level of cleanup during a project, I make a habit of. Like, once I'm done with the stamp, wipe it off, put it back in the packaging, because I lose them. It's happened. It's not fun. And it happened once during a live too, and I lost it, but I found it, thankfully. Because yeah, not fun. Not fun. Okay, there's my other card base. These are top folding A2 white note cards, by the way, so 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. Also, to give you an idea of like the size of these little luggage pieces, like they're not tiny. Like some of the pieces are little, but these are not small. So 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. So love it, love it. Okay, where's my other sentiment? There it is. So we'll stamp this one. Perfection. Love. And then we're going to stamp a little bit of the greenery bits just to give it that little extra something. Put the lid on the obsidian because that one I would get my elbow in, literally. And I just have olive ink because it matches the green cardstock, So we're going to use some olive fresh dye ink. And I'm going to get one more. And we're just going to stamp these. They don't need to be perfect. The inside of the card is always just kind of bonus in my world. But let's let's just love it. It just gives a little extra something. I got schmutz on there. Doesn't matter. It's all good. There. So it ties in the little greenery bits on the outside. Fabulous. Love it. Again, it's such a little simple thing, but in my head, when I was thinking about doing all this, because I didn't test this out, I love when it's like, okay, this works. This works. This makes me happy. And you guys are sweet. Thank you. Yes. Cards like this, because I know a lot of girlies in card making like to go on cruises. There's a hardcore, some of you all are hardcore cruisers. And I've seen a lot of them, before they go on their cruise, they like to have cards made up to leave out for the staff, etc., etc. Perfect. Make some little thank you. You don't even need to add a sentiment, because you could have just make a bunch of these, and then on the inside write your, thank you for your hospitality, blah, 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 or you're staying at someone's house for the hostess. Oh, you guys. See, when I first saw the set, because when Altenew showed it to me forever ago, I was like, it's cute, and I wanted it regardless, but I was like, what am I going to do with luggage? Honestly, luggage die sets. Everything. It works for everything. And I don't go on cruises, but man, if I did, I'd be making I'd be making a whole bunch of little luggage cards, you know? How cute would that be? How cute, you know? How cute. I am deceased. I love it. So, okay, now I gotta remember which one. Yeah, that one goes with this one. Okay, okay, we're good. It's like Amy's getting ahead of herself. I'm all like, let's go on a cruise. I've got the cards for it. You guys, I need therapy. Okay, our splatter's dry. So now we can just slap these on to their card bases. And and there we go. Again, you don't need much glue. It always looks like I'm applying a lot, but I'm not. I'm not. It's a very thin amount, very thin little line of glue. So yeah, yep. Let's adhere that to our card base. And then our sentiment. I'm going to put like that. So I do need where I had it. Where did my phone take? There it is. Like, where is it? Oh, I used the little piece I had stuck to it. Okay. I just need another little, just a little tiny bit. Just a smidge. At the very end of the sentiment. So just a little square. We're going to tuck him rather like that. Yes. And then you need to do a cruise. Honestly, you guys, I don't know if I could do a cruise. I don't know if I've got the temperament for that. But there have been times, like an Alaskan cruise has always kind of been like, that would be kind of cool, you know? You know? But yeah, who knows? Who knows? A crafty cruise would be fun too, because I know there have been a few of those. Like Vicky Booten does like crafty, because it's more scrapbooking, but still like crafty cruises. So then you're cruising with people that, you know, understand our level of crazy. And that would be super fun too. Okay. So there we go. And then got to do the same thing. Always make sure we got the, you know, card base in the right direction. We're not adhering to like the back of the card. Because again, been there, done that. Or adhering to it upside down. Again, been there, done that. Love when that happens. Really, you only do it once, and then you always double check every time before you stick it to the card. Derp. Double check, triple check. As Mike Holmes always used to say, measure twice, cut once. Double check, then adhere. Then we adhere that one. She seems like such a nice lady. Vicky Booten. Oh yeah, I think she's a hoot. She's a hoot. I get a kick out of her. She just her stories and yeah. She goes live. Is today Friday? Today's Friday. She goes live Friday evenings. And I usually try to tune in. I just kind of stalk her. Sometimes I comment, but I'm usually working when she's live. But I like to where do I want to put this sentiment? Do I want to put it up here? Not really. I kind of want it like that. Yeah, she's a hoot and super creative. It just gives me ideas, you know? Different ways to use things. Even though I don't scrapbook. It's always fun to see how other people do things and use products and mix colors and mediums and yada yada yada, you know? And it's just fascinating. Okay. And we did it. Not bad, you guys. There are my cards. I did it. So before we zoom in and like get a better look, I'll show the little graphic again because I'm just like totally jazzed that I figured out how to do this in my live stream. Because trust me, software is not my strong point. I'm a professional, but I have an exclusive code and it's in the description box below the video. Woo. Look how fancy I am. So yeah, from today till the 17th, You can get $10 off orders over $79 or more using the code AmyLive01. And I've got the link for that in the description box below. And then there's other little doobly-doos in there as well. And then, of course, I've linked to all the supplies I used. And then let's zoom in a little bit. So there's our finished cards using the Pack Your Bags layering die set. And is it Wanderlust? Was that the name of it? Because again, my brain just fully like disengaged and stopped. Yeah, the Wanderlust embossing folder. And then the little floral, and we got some splatter, and then the sentiments from the Floral Odyssey kit, you know, and then of course the inside with the little greenery from the Floral Odyssey kit. So card 1, card 2, and I love all the same supplies, you know, all the same supplies. Same die sets, same everything. You can just switch it up, and then you can switch it up more, obviously. Like change the colors, use pattern paper, you know, like how fun. How fun. These were fun. I had fun. I hope you guys did too. Let me go like this. And then I can switch over to the dual screen. There we go. We did it, and I didn't cry. Didn't have a meltdown, you know. It can happen. It'll probably happen at some point during a live. It's just, you know, I'm a little bit chaotic. Life is crazy. But yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Thank you to Mitzi at Altenew for joining in the chat, and thank you to Altenew for that code. I really appreciate that. I feel like special and extra professional and all the things. And I'll do the, you know, the photos and the social medias and all of that jazz. And I have as well more videos coming, of course, more pre-recorded, edited, you know, yada yada yada. And still planning to go live on Sunday, because Sundays is our regularly scheduled time for lives. So Sundays at 2 p.m. Central. Today was a bonus, which is just fun. So I appreciate you guys stopping by for the bonus live. And yeah, all the links, because I didn't use anything extra today. All the links are down below. And I think that's it. I've got, yes, happy weekend to everyone. Thank you, Mitzi. And yeah, the Crafty Chaos crew. It is chaos here. So much chaos, as always. It's just life. And yeah, I appreciate you guys a ton. I'm going to go clean up my mess, which isn't too bad at the moment, but it's you know. I'm going to clean up my mess, do the photos and the social medias and blah, 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 blah. And then, yeah, I got more videos coming, you know. It's that time of year. The ideas are just rolling, so just stay tuned. And then, yeah, again, I literally have to remind myself like every 30 minutes. Today is Friday. I don't even know. So today's Friday. I'll go live again on Sunday, and then we'll just see what happens. You know? So you guys all have a wonderful weekend, and I will catch you all very soon in another video. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much to my amazing Patreon supporters. For anyone that might be interested in joining my Patreon community and supporting me, the link to my Patreon is in the description box below the video. For everyone else, as always, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch my videos, for thumbs upping, commenting, subscribe if you haven't, I'd love to have you. And here's a couple other videos for you to check out in case you missed them. Bye!